Hello and welcome back to Outer Wilds, Echoes of the Eye. We haven't seen any new content yet, but we'll get there. Our last episode was rudely interrupted by my ship landing on my head. That was just gross. We were having such a nice conversation with Gabbro, and then for some reason my ship just like straight up landed right on my head. So we're gonna check out this this floating something. Because Gabbro was talking about it and said it would be interesting to check out. We could check out the Statue Island as well, but I'm pretty sure we were already there. I do consider myself not terrible at like flying the ship in this game. Those glowing lights, by the way, mean like it'll keep your ship rooted. So what do we have? Ship log updated. We don't have oxygen is what we don't have. Looks like we can't get in there. We can launch our scout though. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we can get in there from the outside, but let's check out some of the other rooms. Okay, that room no longer exists. It's just gone. We should be looking at these. Control module. So the room that doesn't exist anymore is the probe tracking module. And then the room that we need to get to from the outside is the launch module. So is there anywhere we can go? Yes, we can go over here. We have oxygen in here. And I'm pretty sure we have gravity. Yeah. Yeah, this like... Whoa. Oh, this lets us flip over. Didn't realize that. Maybe I didn't know that, actually. So we've got some goo. Okay, so I think this is trying to tell us that there's another station which is like communicating to this. This is the launch probe. Oh, wait a minute. We need that. That was good information there. 4 minutes, 14 seconds ago, request to launch probe received from Ash Twin Project. Okay, so for your context, 4 minutes and like 12 seconds ago is when I started the episode, which was like 2 seconds after the day started. So that means that at the very beginning of the loop, this receives a request to launch probe. Cannon aligned with randomly selected probe trajectory. Gravity field activated. And what do we have here? We have the we can see the probe. So it launches the probe, and that's what we see whenever we start the day. Is it launching the probe and then the station being destroyed? Begin launch log, orbital probe cannon, launch request received. Probe launch successful. Probe tracking module is receiving data from probe. Warning, orbital probe cannon structure compromised. During launch, damage to multiple modules detected. Orbital probe cannon damage report. Severe structural stress detected. Assessing damage to modules. Control module intact. No structural damage. Launch module. Viewport window fractured. Module exposed to vacuum of space. Probe tracking module missing. And I accidentally flipped around. We've got some interesting things going on here. Let's try and gather as much information as we can. Mallow, my better 50%. Cassava is sending the last of the cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. The thought of concluding our elder's curious and challenging search increases my heart's temperature, my love. Cassava tells me that he and the construction yard crew have determined a power setting we are not under any circumstances to go above. I see. And am I right to think that, consequently, we'll be ignoring that setting? I can posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our natures, so I suggest we do. Giving the orbital probe cannon all the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can, as far as it can. I'll make some adjustments. So we can be, I guess, semi-certain that one of the reasons that the probe tracking, or not the probe tracking module, but the probe launching station destroys itself is because they ignored, they abandoned caution completely. So what is this going to show us? Launch module protection stone. So this is the launch module. This is the room that we're going to need to enter from outer space. Okay. Let's grab that other thing and read what we can. Giant steep protection stone. I have bad news, Avens. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. Tell Privet and Mallow that they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. An update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Idea may feel responsible. This is the giant steep projection stone. So this is a place I almost came here, but didn't quite. Okay, so let's while we can see if we can get to that. I think it's the launch probe room. We're semi running out of fuel, but we should have enough. Okay, so we're gonna have to go outside. We could visit the ship for a moment to refuel. Okay. So where is it? Ah, yeah, it's where the scout is, of course. So here's the broken glass. We can get in through here. We don't have infinite time at this point because we're going to be running out of air. Imagine, Privet, the probe tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I am honored and terrified. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use so much power that it breaks, will you? Fret not, my nervous friend. We only need to fire the probe once anyway. So who minds if it compromises the orbital probe cannon's structural integrity slightly? I would mind, Mallow. I would mind. Because we won't be capable of receiving our probe's data if the probe tracking module is destroyed. True. It's another thing to check out, but let's see here. Probe tracking module. So here's the probe tracking module. This is the room that is supposedly doesn't exist anymore. But I guess we can be certain that it does exist, we just don't know where it is. It's no longer part of the same structure. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab this thing. Whoops. Tricky. Let's get this here. Control module, projection stone. Mallow, my better 50% Cassava is sending the last of the cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. Didn't we read this? Thought of... Yeah. Construction yard crew have determined a power setting where... Yeah, okay, so this is the same thing. So this is basically... We received the conclusion to this, is that they were trying to find the eye of the universe. This is the room I'm in. And in order to maximize the odds of finding the eye of the universe, they had to increase the power output of the probe launch. Increasing the power beyond a certain point would compromise the integrity of the launching station, but it would also increase their chances. So they basically threw caution to the wind, cranked it to 11, and okay, good, my ship is there. What was that we just flew by? And basically said, yeah, I mean, like, finding the eye of the universe is basically the most important thing. Let's do that. Damned be the launch pad, the launch module. So we do have a little bit of time left. We could try and go to that last place on Giant's Deep. I say last place. I know there's probably more places. Oh god, we came in at quite the spot, didn't we? Oh. This place, Giant's Deep, makes me quite uneasy. For a number of reasons. It's kind of a creepy place. I mean, this is one of the reasons I'm playing Outer Wilds for October, is the Outer Wilds is kind of a creepy game. Even without the DLC, in my opinion. I think it is. So we have our the launch station. This is it. We finished building the final orbital probe cannon module and are ready to send it into orbit around Giant's Deep for assembly. To all my friends here at Construction Yard, my gratitude for your tireless work. I had given up hope, but I truly believe this cannon may actually succeed where many other attempts have not. Are you going gelatinous on us, love? I'm delighted by your words, but they are atypical for you. If I'm ever half as gooey as Mallow and Avens behave together, Daz, you may launch me from the orbital probe cannon. If I know my brother Avens and his spouse will want to launch the probe with as much power as possible. I'm worried the cannon would break under such strain. I propose we give Avens and Mallow a slightly lower maximum power setting than the absolute maximum power possible to create room for their enthusiasm. Our next step will be to send Privet up to the orbital probe cannon to install the probe tracking system. So they were right about, I can't remember everyone's name, but about them being very enthusiastic about increasing the power output. But it seems that even with their mitigation, the power output was still too much, and the probe launching station got completely demolished. I guess we don't need to go up here. Shows us a bit of the probe launching station. This is the place we saw in that projection. Control module. This is going to show us something we've already seen. Yeah, we've already been here. I'm pretty sure that's where we were when we saw this place. Insert control module projection into what exactly? Oh. I have bad news, Evans. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. I wish I were, my friend, but no, they aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on... Yeah, we saw this. Okay. 12 minutes, 29 seconds ago, long-range probe successfully launched from the orbital probe cannon. So there's maybe a few things to see on the other side as well. This is one of those things that really impresses me about this game, is like something that you kind of subtly learn over time becomes like it seems like a very simple thing, like, oh yeah, you can walk on those kind of walls, but it's a little thing that helps you learn more. It's a tool that gets you to the next step, you know? And I really appreciate that. Without even knowing it, you've learned how to solve a puzzle you may not have even seen yet. So we have brittle hollow projection stone here. Kanoe, Daz, and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Kanoe, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Cassava convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a module of giant deep here at Brittle Hollow's Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the currents. Kanoe, I am unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon, and one at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Two trailheads. Two trailheads. One at Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon, and one at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Well, this is the Brittle Hollow's projection stone. So maybe this shows us where we need to go. This indeed does show us the model that was constructed to show us how probe parts could be launched into the water. So we'll have to visit Brittle Hollow's conservatory? What is it now? Real quick, sorry. We are rapidly running out of time here. Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon. So we could check out Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon. But that's probably going to do it for this episode. These are kind of fun. You can stand on them, and they basically ensure that you stay rooted in spot while you're like out in space. I'm not sure if like they explicitly tell you, but one of the reasons they use this planet for like building the launch probe is because it was so easy to send things into space. They basically constructed things on the ground and then used these crazy whirlpools to shoot things off into orbit, because they just did that. They're just a natural phenomenon that, you know, like almost like better than a space elevator. So I'm not sure what's next. I'm not sure if there's anything left to do on Giant Steep, at least not right now. We could try and get into this giant whirlpool. I think the way I do that is by leaving the planet and then plunging back down. Yeah. We probably do not have enough time for this place at all, but we can leave it for another episode. Makes for a good cliffhanger, you know? Is this just like leads underwater? Is that the symbol for Giant Steep? Place that really does have an eerie feeling to it, you know? I am a little bit unsettled when I play this game. Be welcomed in this place. This tower shares with all who ask the knowledge needed to make his or her first quantum journey. So is this the Quantum Tower of Knowledge? Enter this place without friends. However, these are lessons to learn for yourself. See if how far I make it. Seek the wandering arch. That's the wandering arch. I can make it appear. So this works much like the weird stone that looks much like this at the museum. Unidentified signal nearby. Oh, that's this. We have quantum fluctuations. Observing a quantum object, observing an image of a quantum object, these are the same. Observing a quantum object, observing an image of a quantum object, these are the same. So, I mean, this is one of the unfortunate things about a second playthrough is I know what this means. But this is basically telling us that we can look at an image of a quantum object and it will stay rooted in place. If this was a blind playthrough, it might have taken me a little bit longer to solve this problem. Although I did just like I got a picture of myself there for exactly one moment. If this was my first playthrough, it probably would have taken me a lot longer. Oof. That stone really is spooky. The arch and the crystal do not naturally meet. Does this mean we have to force it there? Ah, that's gonna do it. Wait, the crystal was there. Damn it. I actually had the answer and I was still trying to solve it. Wait, what? Oh, I need to root the crystal in place. That's what I need to do. There we go. And then I have to make sure... Ah, the crystal, I lost the crystal. Maybe I can still get this one. Yeah, I need to make sure I get the crystal and the gate in the same picture. Probably I'm not going to make it, but I can but try. This is the last one, but we made it harder. Nope. Oh well, we'll have to come back to this place. It'll make for a good return. It seems like the days are about half an hour long. I'm not sure why the second day was so short. It might have been because I let it run a little bit before I started the day, but you know. So the episodes can't be super consistent. We'll have to come back here. I'll have to make a note of the fact that I didn't finish the quantum tower on Giant's Deep. So anyway, if you're enjoying this series, do hit that like button and consider subscribing if you're new to my content. I'll see you guys next time for some more Outer Wilds. See you next time. Take it easy.